Hi guys, welcome back. I've done some stuff off camera and I do apologize, but it's not much. All I did is I've expanded the nose so that we can now use this area because I couldn't figure out a use for it. Practically as an interior component, and I knew exactly what I needed it for as a non-interior component. I think we're going to be doing ballast tanks today. Now, we're doing them a new way that I've never done before, and I don't think I've seen really anyone do it before. But I won't go as far to say someone hasn't done it. I just can't find an example of someone else doing this method before. So me and Bardo are kind of gonna be. He's gonna probably come in somewhere along this build, possibly. But he's hoping that we will tie our new discovery to this submarine when we release it. Meaning, I'm not going to be building the system for evacuating the water in the submarine until it has already been released. Like, I will film, it'll be the last thing we do. I will film it, and then I'll upload everything else. It'll be ready to go, filmed, and then I'll upload the working version. Then I'll upload the final video of this series. That'll be how I evacuated the ballasts of their water. So, if you understand. So what we've got here is we've got a ballast back on each side, and we've got a front ballast. And the front ballast is significantly bigger than the back two even combined. So we do need to consider this is a bit too big. So we will be editing these down because we will be building the ballasts in this video. We just won't be setting up some of the systems that go with them. So we're gonna make this smaller first off, just down to what we think is about right. And then we'll be actually measuring it and adjusting it later. So I think if we go like that, and we go like that, I think we're getting close. I think this is about right. This compartment can be used for whatever. We've got a compartment there, and we've still got a decent amount of space to use. We've got our logic up here, we've got our... See, this space has now been utilized for something. So let's go ahead and grab our fluid setup. So first we need a way to fill these regions. I think we'll be using this for these back here. And then up here, we will be probably utilizing the belly right here, here. And then we've got to go through. See how it's angled here, but we can go back there. So this will be tight. I think I can fit it though. These will be brown pipes. I'm not much a fan of the color particularly, but I just need a different one. These aren't going to be very long anyway. So these are, again, these pipes are just filling the ballasts. The way we're emptying it is entirely different. We've tested it, and the new way to empty the tanks will work at any pressure, at any rate. It'll work really well. We'll need a full ballast control system, which I've never built one since a long time ago, and that one wasn't very good. So I'll be doing that on camera too. But I won't be showing how we do the new system until the end. Yeah, the ballast controls will be the last thing, because this submarine doesn't actually need ballasts to do anything. It can use them to do more, but it doesn't need them for anything. Because like a submarine ballast is basically just gonna help us hover. See, I could do more utilization of the ballasts, but I don't really want to do that. I want to have basically as simple as two buttons: fill and empty ballasts. And that's about as far as I want to go with ballasts on this submarine. That should be pretty easy. The only limitation is if the submarine is dead in the water, even if the battery isn't dead, I won't be able to empty the ballasts if I'm out of air. So I've got an interesting little way to get rid of it. But it's going to be a bit complicated. Okay, we're here. So I'm trying to see how I can fit. I can't really fit a pump in here, so I'll have to put the pumps in the tank. But again, we've got so much room here now that we don't need it over here. It's a very small space in here now that we've gotten rid of that, but I don't think it matters because you don't need a lot of this. Really, up here at the nose, we'll just have our gear, like our diving gear and stuff, and right here in this wall, that'll be it. You know, that'll be all you really need. Your control room, your diving gear, and your sleeping quarters. That's the minimum. That's what we're going with today. Because again, this is not a very big submarine, but it can't be. It can't be that big, or else you will screw some stuff up. So, you know, it's limited. It can't be too big because it will take more engines. More engines means a more complicated system to deliver air. If you could figure it out, then yeah, a bigger submarine could be more possible. But again, I built the LBNS Explorer with a more advanced system that used less space and had the nose area open, had more room in it overall than this one did. So it's not like it's impossible by any means to have more cabin room. It just means that you're going to be drawn back in other places. It means less cabin room means less organization back here, or even less actual tanks. See, I tried to fit the tanks around the cabin, which I think I did pretty good. But it means the cabin can't go down and it can't go out at all. It's stuck right where it is on these sides. But you don't even notice it really. That this hallway is very small compared to the outside because it's using. We still got room for pipes up here. We've got room all around because we got a ton of systems to install. Also, I'm not too happy with the way this monitoring setup is looking. Like, these 2x2 monitors are driving me crazy. I just don't know where to put them, really. I was thinking I might move them up here on top and have them angling down like I did on the LBNS. I'm not sure yet. At the moment, they're making me mad. So, anyway, pumps. We'll have both. See, you're thinking, oh, but one of these goes out, but no, they don't. Both of these go in, because the way we're getting it out is really interesting. Alright. Alright, so there's that. Okay. Let's hook up the other ones. So we have 2 pumps in the front, we'll have 2 pumps on the back in total. So we actually need 1 port for each of these. Because I want them to fill equally, at equal rates. Even though it seems dumb to limit myself when I could go faster at the back, you don't want it to unevenly fill. You want it to be a steady fill. The best way I know to do that, why did I type port again, is to fill it with the same amount of pumps. And once we balance the size of the tanks, we can then do percentage readings. and then just balance those. Have a computer that will balance the percents to what we want. We could even make it so simple as to type in the percent of fill we want, and it will set it to it using empty and fill. But I don't know if that's possible with the new system I've got to drain the ballasts. Okay, so this will just go like this. Like that. Okay, so these are, wait, backwards. There we go. So these are now pumping in. So now I can fill our ballasts pretty easily. Let's power this all. Uh-oh. Okay, thank God I found what I disconnected. I accidentally disconnected this thing. I'm like, what did I do? What have I done? Okay, there was that. The worst thing is when you accidentally disconnect something in your engine brick and you can never figure out what it was. I mean, an easy way to fix that problem, though, is this. You sit back here and you look at it, and you hover over it, and whatever's yellow. Now, there's some yellow things here, but those are batteries. Because I've got it all hooked up right. Alright, so now, well, we've got some time. Let's build in these inventories back here. One. Yeah, I like that. Okay. We probably need some diving gear, and I don't think we need any firefighting gear, because if the engine does blow up, there's nothing you can do about it from in here. You can't get back there. So we'll just keep it as simple as this. And because we're not in a plane, I'm not going to put the Arctic gear in here. We will have heaters, though. I haven't installed those yet. You know what? We'll do heaters and we'll do radio in this video. Now, radio does go a little bit limp underwater, I believe. I haven't really tested that extensively, so I can't say that's the exact way it is, but I'm pretty sure that if you dive with radio, it's going to go limp on you once you're just slightly deep. But it's still a system I like to add. I think all things should have it, even if it's not that useful. Heater back here. We'll do one right here in the roof. And I'm going to not just doing as simple as push a button and heat. We're going to have a thermostat that you could pick the temperature you want. Now, when you're doing that, you need to find the location you want to be judging for your temperature. And I think I want to be probing around here. Right around there. Okay, so now it's as simple as a less than. It's all the logic you need for your thermostat. If the temperature is less than the desired temperature, engage the heaters. And that'll actually engage them gradiently. They will, depending on how much heat is required, they will slowly engage. So let's fit it in here. It's not an essential system by any means. I mean, it is for after a while you need it. Again, all these little things that if you just lost one system, you might be dead eventually. It doesn't seem like a big thing at first, like, oh no, our heaters don't work, but then you die. Okay. Is that? Actually, let's go and install the console for it. We'll put it right here. So for this, we simply need a dial and a keypad. This will be anywhere. I prefer to leave it somewhere near the back of your boat, out of the way. Because you only need to edit this like once, and that's only if you need them on. Normally it's zeroed out and the heaters don't do anything. So the temp never gets really below 0. So now we'll power it all. So, the less than. We're not done with it, by any means. So, the moment it goes to all these. Also, I want to make it output so that we can see the signal going by the backlights of the thermostat. So it'll flicker according to how that's doing. So, A is going to be the current temp. This will also go to the dial. And B is going to be the keypad. Like that. And now we've got thermostat hooked up. Simple as that. Okay, so for the moment, I'm just going to have a thing as simple as push a button, fill the ballasts, because we need to do a dive test, and this thing can't go down without some ballasts filled. So, because I'm not doing the full system, actually, you know, I keep changing my mind. You know what? We'll do the full system. Why won't we? Alright, let me save real quick. Also, I think I've decided on a paint job for this. I'm going to do like a full YouTube paint job for it because it's like my YouTube submarine. Because I've done it all on YouTube. And so I will be coloring it as such when we're done. I'll do like kind of like a modern like studio kind of interior. It'll be pretty nice. I won't be doing something like the Explorer where it was like an Italian restaurant on the inside and then like this exploratory vessel looking on the outside. This will be an interesting little submarine. But I'm hoping to use some painted signs on the sides here and like say YouTube and have the little logo. It'll be pretty neat. Also, I was studying some stuff and I realized that I was watching these videos on YouTube and oh yeah, I need to add that button. And basically, this dude made a video on importing vehicles. I do not import, and I do not like it when people mod, import, or anything of the like. But Indoskull was pretty good about it. He just said, don't import and upload without modifying it to be useful. Like, that's stupid. Don't do that. But I noticed something. The importer that he used, at least, could only do 1x1 wedges, right? And so, at first, you're like, so what? I gotta, like, focus on what I'm doing, too. You're like, so what? So what's the big thing about it only using 1x1 wedges? Anyone could use 1x1 wedges. But you know those senseless holes? So, I mean, okay, there's 3 ways those happen. Those holes where people, like the nose, the boat comes in, but rather than using the bigger wedges, they decide to use only 1x1s to come in gradients. There's only a few reasons that happens. A, the person built it legit, and they're just copying a design that they like. Or B, it was built a long time ago, before they had the bigger wedges. Or C, it was imported. So it's 3 ways that boat hole came to be, and one of them is importing. But that means if someone has bigger wedges, or you know, they could even import the boat hole and then make the bigger wedges and add them in. But you know, like that, if you do that and do some effort, I don't give a shit that much. But current ballast. So we're basically doing an on and off PID, a Boolean PID, which is as simple as a greater than and a less than. This will be fill. But I figured out that that might be the reason that there's so many of those out in the workshop. So if you see a boat that's very sketchy and it doesn't make much sense as to the systems aren't really hooked up right, and it has that, it's probably been imported. which is crazy to think, you know, that that many boats could possibly be imported. It could be that big of a problem and you didn't even notice. Alright, so this is basically a Boolean PID. It's as easy as that. Alright, let's save this. Actually, I should just call it that. Also, for anyone who doesn't know what a Boolean is, it's on and off signals like they would be in a Lua script. Okay, save. So we've got this system now. Boolean PID. So we will need 3 of these. These will be, again, these are again another important controller, so we'll have these on the rack. I kept saying chassis in the other video, I don't know if that's the right word. Sounds right, but so current ballast, we'll do this one first. Oh, we don't have any of the fluid controls. What have I been doing? So let's pop out a hole there. Hold on. Do these two at the same time. Spawner first. Actually, we don't need a spawner. We want it to spawn empty. So we just need the meter. Okay, this is pissing me off. I hate how slowly my menu fades away and the touch is still activating. I have to wait that long. We'll do the front ballast first, then. So this is the current ballast level, and we'll need a keypad for our target ballast. This will be center. This will be an important thing. So at the moment, we're just going to do a keypad for our target ballast, like fill level and liters. Actually, we might do a thing over here. Yes. For ballast. Yeah, we need all the ballasts to be visible, because imagine this. I hit my front ballast on a rock or something, and it starts to flood. You know what I mean? Now we can drain that ballast, but we need to know it's filling first. Which is another thing. The front ballast drain needs to be very well protected, because that could be the difference between crashing the sub and surfacing and crashing the sub and sinking. So it needs to be like really way back at the back of the ballast. See, that's what that little compartment back there. I'm going to use that for the drain systems. I'll actually suck the water out of the ballast and then process it into oblivion. Okay, so this will be front ballast. That'll be number 2. Back, left, ballast. That'll be number 3. Number 4 will be back, right ballast. Will be number 4. Okay. Let's do those first. So number 3 is left, so that's this one. Number 4 is right. Number 2 is front. Alright, so now this one, oh shoot. So this is the front ballast, right? So then the fill control command will go to these. And we also have, did we power these pumps? Yeah, we did. Alright, so this one isn't reading from either. This will be reading from this one now. See, this system with the Boolean PID means that these will all fill to an equal rate. They won't, even if it takes one longer to fill than the others, they will all still fill equally. And then we can even do some trim with these. We can trim the ballasts to do as we want them to. Alright. Just spawn this in. No matter what happens, I just want to see how it runs, if the engines are able to run under the water, because I know it's not fully shutting those valves. So even though we've gone into dive mode and it's worked and it's acted like it's relying on there, I know you don't really know until you're fully dived whether or not your air systems are fully functional. Which I know, it's great. You don't know that your submarine works until you're already 200 feet deep in the water. Then you know whether or not your submarine's working. See, when I'm in the cockpit, these aren't so bad. These screens. And see, it's giving me a proper reading now. Excuse me, what the fuck? Did it really invert these numbers? That's literally impossible. Well, I'm gonna need a screenshot of this. It's literally an impossible thing. They shouldn't be able to do that. I've seen it happen before, though. Sometimes the video, it's like a glitch in the game. The video gets hooked in backwards and freaks out. So let's just set our ballast. Let's fiddle with our ballast systems before we get so determined in our quest. I want to fill it to, let's start really small. This is probably not going to work very well, but let's go 10. 15. That's close. Oh no. Front ballast is full? Yeah, front ballast, it shouldn't be full. It's not full. Front ballast is getting a false reading of some. Oh, that's, I might have gone it to the max? Let's see what happens here. If I set it to go to 5,000. These move, this one doesn't. Yet, I seem to be sinking equally. The front's sinking more. Yeah, the front's going down. Yeah, it is. So I'm getting a false reading. See, there it is, doing now. So nothing's wrong with our front ballast reading. But that's nothing too big. I can fix that. So see, we're going down. Now, I still do want to spawn a little bit closer to neutrally buoyant than we are right now, because I don't even know if we'll be able to hit neutral, even if we completely fill the ballasts. We can get close enough that we can dive. That'll be good enough for me. See, so these two, the two rears, are filling equally. Yes. No, I knew they would. They're built exactly identical. The question is whether or not they match the front. We don't know that yet, because the front's being pissy about something. Yep, and they stopped at 5,000. Now, when we have our drain system, they'll actually kind of switch between being at 5,005 and 4,095. They'll like alter between it. So we'll set this to 10,000 now, or 100,000, and they'll just fill the ballasts all the way. So the front's riding high. Is it filling still? Front is still filling, yes. It's just filling a little bit behind. Oh. Oh, I get it. There's only one in the front, two in the back, and they're both of the back ones are trying to get to 5,000, whereas the front one alone is trying to get to 5,000. The front one should be going to 10,000 to match the fact that the back has 10,000 in it. Now, right now, we're filling them all the way, so it won't matter. But we need to multiply the front target by 2. Man, I don't think I would have caught that if I hadn't caught that now. Ballasts are maxed at 5,203. And we aren't close to neutral. We were close. Most of it's neutraled out. But we're basically like a boat right now. I think I can still take a shot at it and see if I can get her to go down. Alright, here we go. I'm pushing the nose down. Let's see if she'll go down. The back's just riding up like crazy. The nose won't go down. Nope. She won't dive. Yeah, so we'll multiply our front thing by 2 and make her and weigh us down a little bit more. So I do want to take her on a dive. Notice, even though I'm putting it here, this logic is still safe. It's still in a safe place. The worst thing that can happen if it did get broken would be that we wouldn't fill the ballasts anymore. It wouldn't work. So take our target. So this is going to the front. This is the front one. Set that target. Okay. And then we need to get some weights out. Or, you know, we are, well...
Tempted to put batteries down there, you know, to make some more efficiency, but we have to consider pricing. I mean, if we were, we wouldn't build this at all, but it's also complicated. These all have just small batteries, and they might not even be heavy enough. So I'm going to go with the weights, like I was going all along. I'm always tempted to go with some batteries, but it's never a good idea. Okay, so there's some weights. Oh crap, we weren't symmetried. That would have been bad. We need to make sure it's the same all along. There we go. Now we should be a lot heavier. Let's put a little more at the back. So that's going to shift us around a little bit. Try to put some right here. Ooh. Much better. That's much closer in the nose, and the rear is almost there. It's almost like dead on. The center was way too light, and both tips are very heavy. So it's like a lever. It keeps rolling on the center. realistically, this is very bad, but in Stormworks it's alright. Realistically, that lever motion, the torque being applied to the hull, would compromise strength of the belly. But it's not a problem with Stormworks because we don't have to worry about the whole bending or stretching and the stresses on the metal. Let's bring this forward, set target ballast. Let's see if we can set it to, we'll just set it to a crazy number. Get those filling. We'll start our engines, get out of port. Oh, I didn't fix my front reading. Or at least I had. It's whatever. Damn, I wish I had done that actually. Let's just try to dive. I'm going to be constantly trying to dive here. Oh, we get the nose. Oh, yes. Oh, this is so close. Let's see if we can get down. It's still too buoyant at the moment. It's like me when I try to go underwater in the pool right now. It's too buoyant. Trying to get the nose down, but the foot's hold it in the we're still filling. We still got a ways to go. Chance we can get down. Con tower's almost below. No. And we've also got the water acting upon the boat, pushing it down because we're angled down right now in the water. It's trying to. It's got that kind of screw motion, trying to push it down. Okay, so we've stopped. We're now in dive mode. The air intakes have fully entered dive mode, even though we're not fully dove yet, but the water is covering the ports. So it decided to start dive mode. Submarine 101, how to dive. You know, for everyone that doesn't know, this is the true way to dive a submarine. Oh, whoa, you're actually under right now. It's just too shallow. Well, let's stay down. So let's see what's going on. We're out of air. We need to surface. That won't be hard. Just die and we'll surface. Okay, so
No. Mic's been undone the whole time. My mic's been out. The whole video's ruined. Oh my god. No. Why? Why? I can't undo it. I just have to upload it and put it in the title. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck me, man. It's fucking awful. Yes, this isn't going. So, it's actually drawing from the max. So this needs to go to number 2 in the reader. Damn it. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh. Why? I'm not even mentioning how it wouldn't enter surface breeze when we surfaced, but fuck. Fixed our reading issues and I've added some more weights. Maybe too much weights. Let's see here. See, it always looks like you've added too much at first, then it comes up right up over the surface. Rolls around a little bit. This is honestly right where I wanted it, about with the deck above the surface, but right about to go under. Oh my god, I can't believe my mic's been out this whole time. My computer has a mic, but it's not good. It's really bad. And it's been recording this video so far with the computer mic. Or maybe there's no mic. Maybe I'm lucky and the mic just didn't work. Uh-oh. It's in dive mode. Oh. Okay, I know what's wrong. Let's find this less than. So, right here is where this happens. And then, open is activated by this. This is the less than 0 right here. What we're gonna do is simply, since reading altitude is less than 0. Actually, hold on. We'll keep it, but we're gonna edit it. The base will now be if it's less than. I think that's. Well, actually, no. If it's less than -1. This is just trimming the shut-off valves by meter down, so they'll stay open a little longer because the way it sits in the water with just the deck, that altitude is actually below the water, meaning it's shutting the valves even when we're surfaced. Because it doesn't need optimally, we want the valves pumping and open as long as the con tower is above the surface. And we can even take a little water with the con tower. It's not like water gets in, you're dead. We can take some water in that. It's got systems to pump it out. So I'm ready for the waves. Uh-oh, we're gonna crash. There we go. Oh no. What's going on there? Oh, it's just the ballast filling. A little particle effect. Okay, now we're doing good now. See, this is now giving me the right reading. It's already at 5,000. These should be at 2,000. Yes, they're filling equally. This plus this is going to get what that one's at. Okay, now we've got all that. Full of water. We're actually below the surface. We're in dive mode. It's pumping. Alright, we're diving. Okay, we're dove. Oh no. A bit too heavy. We're much too heavy. We can't empty the ballasts at the moment. Shit. There's something we need to add. Feature I add on all my submarines that people can take it or leave it. But this is something I like. Because you saw what was happening there, right? The bottom fin pressing against the ground. We do. This is going to prevent the submarine from getting stuck to the floor. This one wheel here is going to save you from so many awful situations. Protects the nose and allows you to, if you hit the floor, it allows you to keep your nose up and start moving up towards the surface. It doesn't look very good, but it is a very useful thing in a Stormworks submarine. Maybe it's not realistic, but none of this is it? This is a constant diesel submarine. We're already in unventured territory. Well, let's try this. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video right now. Because what I'm gonna do in the next one is do some more stuff. God, 50